Boys, third class, what is? Sir, yes, sir, it's your boy. Third class is what is. And you know what? Okay, I'm gonna speak a little louder because I watched a lot of videos and not speaking as loud. And so, yeah, I'm gonna speak as loud now. And, yeah, it's kind of late at night. And the only reason I'm posting this at late well, it's not that late at night, but it's kind of because, my recording, it failed. And then my phone, so I had to, wait until it got fully charged, and it took a while. Oh my god, it hurt. Oh, bruh. And yeah. So let's get it started because it was yeah. I actually just forgot what happened. I think it was with my classic and hold up, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, so my fault. We left off when he slaughtered Sai and Sasuke, and Naruto, Lee and ran off. So Naruto went back inside, and actually I remember him. So yeah. So Naruto said, I already had to do what I did. I do not deserve the title as Hokage no more. And then he was like, we have some strong shinobi, but I want to put you to the test to see who gets my throne. And then he he made them have a fight, a whole bunch of shinobi had a fight, and it was a 3-way tie against Tsunade, Almighty Guy, and Kakashi. And then Naruto made them go for round 2, and then Tsunade got knocked out, and it was just Guy and Kakashi. And Naruto said, one more time. And Guy and Kakashi were so exhausted. But Kakashi, he said he wanted the title, and so he went underground, and Guy was like, I expected this from you, Kakashi. And he punches the ground where Kakashi, right when Kakashi went out, and knocked him out. Hold up, my little brother. What was I saying? I kind of forgot what I was saying. I was saying, I think I'm gonna have to start this recording over. Oh yeah, they went from round 2, and Naruto, and Guy, Kakashi went underground, and Guy, right when Kakashi popped out, he punched and hit Kakashi in the head, knocking Kakashi out. And Guy was thrown the Hokage. And Naruto, he gave Guy the title of Hokage. And he gave him the title of Hokage. And Guy, he really didn't make no changes, but that Lee would have been his apprentice, and that Naruto could be slaughtered. And Naruto was like, I just throned you, and he tried to kill me. And his voice kept getting deeper and deeper. And then Kurama came on and said, and then Kurama was like, you know what you did to this kid. You expect him to go easy on you guys. And Naruto, from his mindscape, said, Kurama, chill. And Kurama, he chill out. And Naruto said, I'll handle this. And let's just say 50 shinobi came at him. And he said, don't make me kill you all. And Naruto, he got so mad, and then he punched a big hole in the ground, like he punched the ground, and there was like a huge hole right there. And then they were like, Hokage, we cannot fight him. He's too strong. And Guy was like, slaughter him. And Naruto, he like teleported to Guy. Well, ran really fast to Guy, and it looked like he teleported. And said, you really want to do this? I throwned you. And Guy was like, yes. And Naruto was like, okay, 50 of your shinobi are about to die. Then he made 50 shadow clones, and they all punched one of the shinobi, and they end up killing them all, like with one punch. And at this point, Guy was terrified of Naruto, and Naruto knew that he could do some serious damage, but he really didn't want to. He said, this is a drag. He said, this is a drag. Like, no, he didn't say that. I'm over here quoting Skamaru. He said, this is not fun at all. I should leave this place. This place is boring to me. I'm going to go get a bounty. And Naruto went to go get a bounty. And this bounty was different from the rest. It was Obito. Naruto was like, Obito. Didn't he die? I thought Madara died too. What's up with this? And then Naruto said, well, even though he probably already did die, that's a lot of Ryu on his hands. And let's just say it was 50,000 Ryu. And Naruto said, I'll be even richer if I get this. And then he said, but it'll be a drag. I'll have to find him, do all of this, then just use snow mode on him. Obito would be the easiest opponent of my life. And Naruto said, okay, I'm up for the challenge. And Naruto got there 2 weeks later, and he was like, this must be the place. He got in there, and then a whole bunch of people came out and started trying to hit him. And Naruto just kept dodging. He was like, weave. And they couldn't hit him. And they were kind of mad. And Naruto, he said, snow mode. And then again, it got snowy and stuff. And then he daggered all of them really fast. He like, you know how like people pit like a katana and then take it out real fast. That's what he did with each one of them. And then he walked up to Obito and then said deactivate, and all of the snow disappeared and stuff. And Obito was like, that's a cool move you have on your hand. And then he activated his Sharingan. And Naruto, he said, oh, you're Uchiha. And Obito said, yes. And then Naruto was like, I heard they got massacred. And Obito, he punched at Naruto, and Naruto dodged, and And Obito said, shut up. I will get revenge on this world. The world will pay. But anyways, he won and like and Obito kept punching at him and then Naruto dodged. And then Obito just kept punching and kept punching. And Naruto said, aren't you gonna do something? And then Obito like teleported behind him and punched him in his back. Naruto coughed up blood and like he was about to go full face into the wall, and then he used his chains, brought Obito in front of him, and used him as a cushion to not hit the wall, and used his feet to projectile off of him. Well, shoot off of him, and then when Obito got like projectile off of Obito coughed up a whole bunch of blood, and Naruto was like, okay, like you're already supposed to be dead. And Obito said, you'll never kill me. And Naruto, right? He was about to machine gun into him, but he vanished. Naruto was like, God dang it. And then Naruto got away from there and said, well, he went to the bounty shop and said, well, I almost got him. And the bounty man said, that's not good enough. And Naruto said, oh, I was just saying. And the bounty shop guy looked weird. He had a new haircut and more clothes. And Naruto was like, what's up with the new look? And the bounty shop guy said, what new look? I always look like this. And Naruto knew someone was up. And he heard somebody saying, help, in the back. And he hurried up and ran back there and saw the bounty shop guy. And he said, who are you? And he said, I'm no one. And he realized that was Orochimaru. He was like, how did you get free? And how are you not dead? And it said, well, I used my snakes as a snake, like blasted at Naruto, as Naruto dodged. And he said, snow mode. And hurried up and put a dagger in he put the dagger in Orochimaru. And Orochimaru said, what a pathetic move. And Naruto said, machine gun. And then used his chains and pulled him back as he flew. And Naruto said, yes, I'm so weak now. And then he used his katana and he was about to cut Orochimaru's head. He was about to cut Orochimaru's head off, but it turned out that he wasn't about to cut Orochimaru's head off. It was just a snake. Like the snake appeared from his arm, and he cut the snake's head off, and the snake bit him. Because when snakes get their head cut off, they can still like bite. And Naruto was like, ah. And Orochimaru was like, you can't stand the venom, can you? And Naruto was like, I can. And he said, and then he went in his mind script and said, Kurama, can you do something about this? And Kurama was like, yes. And he like used something on it, and it went away. And Orochimaru was like, how? And Naruto was like, I am a demon after all. And Orochimaru was like, oh, this is not a kid to play with. And then he was like, I definitely need his body. And Naruto was like, you're not getting it. And he grabbed his other katana and shoved it in Orochimaru's heart. And Naruto, he pulled it out, and Orochimaru's heart was in it. And Naruto was like, ugh, nasty. And then he dropped it, and Naruto was like, ugh, that's kind of creepy. And then Kurama was like, aren't you supposed to be a demon? Stop acting like a girl. And Naruto was like, yeah, you're right. And then he grabbed the heart and just squished it with his bare hands. And then he ran in the back and freed the bouncy guy. And the bouncy guy said, thanks. And then a whole bunch of snakes popped up, and Naruto did a 360, grabbed one of his daggers, and cut all of their heads off. And he said, bouncy shop guy, move. And he blocked the bunny shop guy with all of his, with his arm. And then Kurama said, why are you doing this, Naruto? And Naruto said, I honestly don't know. And then he asked Kurama, could he do it one more time? Kurama said, yes, but this is the last time, Naruto. All my chocolates being used up. I don't think I can use it one more time, Kurama said. And Naruto said, oh, yeah, okay. And then they got out of there, and Naruto fixed up the place, and the bouncy shop guy was living in his village until then. And he finally got it fixed up, and Naruto said sorry for the inconvenience. And the bouncy shop guy was like, oh, no problem, Naruto. And then Naruto said no problem. And Naruto ran off. And Naruto hurried up and stopped himself and then turned back around. And then he went back to his village. And when he got there, he went to his bedroom and saw a Sakura with a kimono on his bed. And Naruto was standing in his doorway and said, why are you here? And Naruto was like, and like Naruto and his head were studying. And Kurama was like, kid, I think you had to yourself one day. And Naruto was like, shut up, Kurama. And then Kurama started laughing. And then Sakura was like, nothing, Naruto-kun. And Naruto was like, he didn't say that, but he was like, in his head, he was like, what is she doing? And then Naruto, he's like, I'm going to take a shower, as he backed up and closed his bedroom door. And he acted like he didn't see nothing. Then he got in the shower and he saw somebody open the curtain. And Naruto hurried up and turned to the back of the wall, and he looked behind him and said, what are you doing? And Sakura, and it was Sakura, and Sakura was like, nothing. And Naruto was like, and then he felt somebody grabbing his arm, and like somebody like forcing, like, you know how somebody grabs your shoulder and like they, like when they're trying to do something, like when they're trying to get out something, you know, like grab your shoulder and like they push down on it. That's what I'm talking about. And Naruto was like, I don't think you should be doing this. And then she was like, it's okay, Naruto-kun. And Naruto was like he was so confused, and like he was like, he was like stuttering and stuff. And Sakura was like, And Sakura was like, what is wrong with Naruto right now? And then she was like, I'm just trying to have some fun. Naruto was like, fun? Fun? Naruto kept looking back and he saw Sakura like holding, like going down his, like, he's going from his chest down to that area. And then Naruto hurried up and grabbed her hand and said, stop. He said, for what? And Naruto was like, I don't think I'm ready for this. And then she grabbed Mr. Python. And Naruto turned around and Sakura kissed Naruto. And Naruto, he just went with the flow. And then they eventually took a shower together. And when they got out the shower, they they went to the bed, and Zabuza, he knocked on the door, and he didn't hear nothing but moaning, and it sounded like a girl. And Zabuza was like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that alone. And Naruto, he opened the door with his head out and like the rest of his body keeping secret. And Zabuza was like, what was the sound? Naruto was like, nothing. Zabuza was like, can I talk to you about something? And Naruto was like, I'm kind of busy right now. And then he opened the door fully and said, Naruto, what are you doing? And Naruto hurried up and put his hand over Mr. Python. And he said, and then he saw Sakura in the background. And Naruto was like, what's up, Zabuza? And Zabuza was like, oh, sorry. And then he hurried up and turned around. And Naruto was like, this is okay. And Zabuza was like, yeah, I'll just wait till later. And then he hurried up and got out of there. And then Sakura hurried up and came back around Naruto like she did when they were in the shower. And she hurried up and dragged Naruto back to the bed, and the same thing started happening. And then a couple minutes later, Naruto said, well, I need to go do some things. And Sakura said, well, I'll be waiting. And Naruto put on his clothes, and then he ran to the bounty shop, and he said, and Naruto went to the bounty man and said, well, I'm going to be going to fight Obito again. And the bounty shop guy said, well, Naruto, I don't think that would, Naruto, I don't think you should be going after that guy. He's kind of dangerous. Naruto said, dangerous? That guy's a weakling. He's puny. And Naruto said, okay, I'm not gonna fight him. Then he left the bounty shop, and he wanted to see what Zabuza was going to talk about. And he asked Zabuza, like, yeah, what's up? And Zabuza said that something was bothering him. And Naruto was like, yeah, what's up? And he said that he found out that two of the other swordsmen, two of the 7 demon swordsmen were gone. And Naruto said, what? And Zabuza said, well, we hoped that you can help us track them down. And Naruto said, okay, I'll help you in about a week or so. And he said, I have to go on a journey. And Zabuza said, is that really going to help? And Naruto said, yes, trust me. And then Zabuza was like, I trust you since you're our commander. And Naruto said, stop calling me that. And then Naruto said, well, I'll be back. And then, like, the day before the week, he went to, like, you know where the dogs are? like the dogs that Kakashi got. Naruto went to the place where they were, and he said, can you assist me and like, can you be like my what's the name? Like, can I summon you and stuff like that? And they said sure, and like he said awesome, and then like a day after he asked them could he summon one of their best trackers, and they sent two of them. They sent two dogs, and he was like okay, and Naruto said thanks, and they said no problem, and then he went to the track down one, but they didn't pick up a scent, and then Naruto realized that Zabuza didn't give him some evidence, so he went back to Zabuza and said, Zabuza, do you have like any DNA of them or anything they touched in the last week or so? And Zabuza said, yeah, this, and it was one of their swords. It was one of their swords, and Naruto said, perfect. And one of the dogs sniffed it, but when they sniffed it, they didn't pick up nothing. They didn't pick up a scent of thing. And Naruto said, does this mean they're... And Naruto didn't want to say it. And Zabuza knew what he was about to say. And Zabuza said, no, it can't be. One of my brothers, my siblings. Oh, whoever he was rubbing his head and said, who did this? And he was getting real tense. And Naruto said, calm down, Zabuza. And Naruto was like, I'm just as mad as you. And Zabuza was like, no, it can't be. Oh, they'll pay for whoever did this to my sibling. No. As Zabuza fell to the ground. Very intense. And then the rest of the swordsmen came, and they asked what the fuss about was, and Naruto said nothing. And they were wondering why Zabuza was so tense. And Naruto said, it's nothing. And then Naruto ran back home, and he saw Sakura cooking in the kitchen, and Naruto said, hey Sakura. And then Sakura was like, hey Naruto-kun. And Naruto was like, so, what you cooking? And she said yes, and Naruto said, what? And she said yes, and Naruto was like, okay, can you just tell me? And she was like, ramen, and Naruto was like, my favorite. And then she said, I knew it. And Naruto said, you knew it? What do you mean? And then she said, well, you go to the ramen shop a lot. And then Naruto said, wait, have you been stalking me? And then Sakura was like, no, nothing like that. I just see you go to the ramen shop a lot. And Naruto was like, okay, but I think that's what you mean you were stalking me. And she was like, no, that's not what I mean. And Naruto said, I'll have to go upstairs for a second. And Naruto went to the bathroom and washed off his face. And he looked in the mirror, and he looked at his eyes, and he saw straight up brightness, and it looked like eternal nothingness. And Naruto was like, what can I be? Am I a demon, or what am I? And Sakura heard him talking, and she ran to the bathroom and said, Naruto, you're not a demon. Naruto looked and said, I think I am. And Naruto was like, all the bad things I've done. And Sakura said, what bad things? And Naruto said, well, I can't tell you all the reasons. I can tell you all the things, but there's some bad things. And Sakura said, Naruto, can you hear it? you're not a demon. You're perfectly fine human like the rest of us. And Naruto was like, well, a lot of people don't think that. And I'm starting to believe that they were right. And Kurama was like, snap out of the kid. They just meant that I was a demon. And since I was in you, they assumed that you were going to go ballistic like I did. Naruto said, but that wasn't you. Madara controlled you. And I can't stand it. And then Naruto punched the mirror. And Sakura was like, no, it's okay. And Naruto said, sorry. And there was a whole bunch of glass on the floor. And Naruto, he ran and grabbed a broom and then swept up the glass, thinking if he was a demon or not. And then Kurama said, stop thinking about it, kid. You're not a demon. And Naruto was like, yeah, I'm not a demon. I'm not a demon. And then Naruto, he went downstairs and then he got himself cleaned up. And then they ate ramen. And then after that, Naruto got in the shower and then he opened his bedroom door and saw that Sakura was there laying there tapping on the bed. Naruto just walked up to the bed and lay down. And Naruto put his arm over Sakura's and then they went to sleep. Hold up. And then Naruto put his hand over Sakura's like body and then they went to sleep. So you already know that's my classic end off. And yeah, like, subscribe, and notice. Check out my gaming channel at Circlops. Check out my brother's channel, Resources. And yeah, he made me the banger thumbnail of what if Naruto adopted what if, because he adopted Naruto. And yeah, I'm out.